You're probably watching this in one out of three situations. You just got your first real paycheck and you have no idea what to do with it. Or you're in your 30s juggling a mortgage, maybe a kid or two, and wondering if you've already blown your chance to build real wealth. Or you're hitting your 40s and that quiet panic is starting to creep in because retirement doesn't feel that far away anymore. Wherever you are right now, this video was made for you. Because today we're breaking down exactly what I would invest in during each decade of life. And more importantly, why the strategy completely changes as you get older. Here's the thing that most financial content gets wrong. They give you the same generic advice no matter how old you are. Max out your retirement account, buy index funds, stay the course. That's not wrong, but it's incomplete. The best investment strategy at 24 is genuinely different from the best strategy at 34 or 44. And understanding that difference is what separates people who build real wealth from people who just have good intentions. So let's get into it. We're going to go decade by decade, and I promise by the end of this video, you're going to have a clear picture of exactly what moves make the most sense for where you are right now. Let's start with your 20s, and I want to reframe how you think about this entire decade. Most people in their 20s either feel too broke to invest or too young to care. Both of those mindsets are going to cost you more money than you can probably imagine right now. Here's why. In your 20s, you have something that no amount of money can buy later in life: time. And time in the investment world is the single most powerful force that exists. It's not your income. It's not your stock picks. It's not finding the next big thing. It's time. Let me give you a real sense of what this means. If you invest consistently starting at 22, you will almost certainly end up with more money at retirement than someone who invests twice as much, but starts at 35. That's not motivational fluff. That's just how compound growth works. Your money makes returns, and then those returns make returns, and it just keeps building on itself year after year. The longer it runs, the more dramatic the result. So in your 20s, your number one job is simply to get money into the market and leave it alone. Now, what should you actually be investing in during this decade? Two things I would focus on above everything else. First, a Roth IRA. This is one of the most powerful accounts available to young people, and it is genuinely underused. With a Roth IRA, you put in money that you've already paid taxes on, and then everything it grows into, all of it, is yours tax-free when you retire. At 22 or 25, you're probably in a lower tax bracket than you'll ever be again, which means right now is the perfect time to pay the tax and let everything compound without the government touching it later. If you can only do one thing in your 20s financially, open a Roth IRA and start contributing to it consistently. Second, inside that Roth IRA or any other account you have, I would keep things simple and go with broad market index funds or ETFs. These are essentially baskets of hundreds or thousands of stocks all bundled together. You're not betting on one company succeeding. You're betting on the entire market growing over time, which historically it has. Consistently. These funds have low fees. They're easy to understand. And they outperform most actively managed funds over the long run. In your 20s, you have decades for these to grow, which means even market dips and downturns aren't that scary because you have time to recover and keep buying. The mistake to avoid in your 20s is getting distracted by hype, crypto pumps, meme stocks, things your friends swear are about to explode. Look, some people get lucky with those, but building real wealth isn't about getting lucky once. It's about being consistent for a long time. Start boring, stay consistent, and let time do the heavy lifting. Now let's talk about your 30s. And if this is your decade, I want you to take a breath, because a lot of people in their 30s feel behind, and that feeling is almost never as accurate as it seems. Your 30s are usually the decade where life gets genuinely complicated. Maybe you're buying a house, or you just did. Maybe you have kids, or you're thinking about it. Your expenses have probably gone up significantly from your 20s, and somehow you're supposed to stay on track financially through all of that. Here's how I think about it. The theme of your 30s is balancing growth with real life. You don't get to be as aggressive and carefree as you were at 22 because your responsibilities are different now. But you also cannot afford to pump the brakes completely because retirement is still a long way off and you still need growth. The balance is the whole game in this decade. The single most important thing I would do in my 30s is never leave free money on the table. What I mean by that is if your employer offers a 401k match, you contribute at least enough to get every single dollar of that match, every single time. An employer match is an instant 50 to 100% return on your money before any market growth even happens. There is no investment on earth that beats that. And yet a surprising number of people in their 30s stop contributing or reduce their contributions when money gets tight. I understand why that happens. Life is expensive. But this is the one thing I'd protect above almost everything else. Beyond the 401k match, your 30s are a good time to think about whether your investment mix still reflects how long you have until retirement. You likely still have 25 to 30 years ahead of you, which means you can and probably should still have a strong tilt toward growth investments like stock index funds. You don't need to start getting conservative yet. That shift comes later. If you bought a house or you're thinking about it, that fits into the bigger picture too. Real estate can be a meaningful part of building wealth, but I wouldn't think of your primary home as your investment strategy. Think of it as a stable expense that builds some equity over time, while your actual investment accounts do the heavy lifting. The house is a bonus, not the plan. And please, in your 30s, be careful with lifestyle inflation. This is the quiet wealth killer of this decade. Your income goes up, and so does your spending. And somehow, you never have more to invest even though you're making more than ever. Every time you get a raise or a bonus, commit to directing a meaningful portion of it toward your future before it disappears into a bigger car payment or a nicer vacation. Your future self will feel that difference enormously. All right, now let's talk about your 40s. And this is where the mindset shift really starts to matter. If you're in your 40s, you're likely entering peak earning years. You probably have more income available than any previous decade. And retirement, while still a decade or more away, is no longer some abstract concept in the distant future. This is the decade of what I'd call catch-up and refinement. On the catch-up side, the government actually lets you contribute more to retirement accounts once you hit 50. But honestly, the whole 40s decade should be about maximizing contributions wherever possible. If you have a 401k, max it out. If you have an IRA, max that out too. This is the decade where every extra dollar you put in has a meaningful impact on what you'll have when you stop working. On the refinement side, this is when I'd start thinking more carefully about diversification beyond just stocks. That doesn't mean abandon growth entirely, but beginning to add some bonds or real estate exposure to your portfolio starts to make a lot of sense in your 40s. Bonds provide stability. They don't grow as fast as stocks, but they don't drop as hard either. As you get closer to retirement, you want your portfolio to be something you can actually rely on without losing sleep every time the market has a rough month. Real estate, if you haven't explored it yet, is worth considering in your 40s, whether that's rental property or real estate investment trusts, which let you invest in real estate without being a landlord. Diversification at this stage is really about making sure your wealth is protected, not just growing. The emotional piece of your 40s is just as important as the tactical piece. This is the decade to get honest with yourself. Look at your actual numbers, your savings, your projected retirement income, your expected expenses. If there are gaps, now is when you address them. Not in a panic, but with clarity and intention. You still have time to make meaningful changes. That window is real and it's open. Here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Whether you're 23 or 43, the best time to start was always yesterday. But the second best time is right now. The strategy shifts across each decade because your life shifts. More risk and growth when you're young and time is on your side. More balance and protection as responsibilities grow. More focus and maximization as retirement comes into view. None of this requires perfection. It just requires starting, staying consistent, and adjusting as life changes. You've got this. Now go make a move.